May the 23rd, 2018. Will you please note the presence of quorum?
We do have a quorum.
Very good. Action item number 1, the minutes of April 25th, 2018. Having had opportunity to review those, are there any additions, corrections, or comments?
I do not.
Hearing
I'll
none.
move to approve.
I will second that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 2, Westfield Boulevard Connector Mitigation Construction and Monitoring Contract.
All right, so we are, pull that thing up real quick. As part of the Westfield Boulevard Connector project, which basically connects State Road 32 to 169th David Brown, we are crossing the Anna Kendall Stream here. The impacts of that project require mitigation. So this is basically for the construction portion, which includes monitoring of that mitigation. So you've got site prep, invasive removals, you get the plantings and the seeds, and then you've got the annual maintenance, and we're required to maintain it for 5 years, or monitor it for 5 years per the permit. So
All right.
Cardno, they specialize in this type of work. It's a pretty good contract. It's lower than I thought it would be, well under budget. So
Is this a bridge or a culvert?
however you want to spin it, it's a 3-sided culvert ultimately.
Is it what you wanted or did,
Its county will ultimately maintain this.
okay, but early on there was a discussion about,
Yes. So what we went through.
you were able to get your,
Correct. We saved probably $500,000
Okay.
shrinking the size of this by basically going above and beyond with respect to the environmental impacts.
and you
There's a
also
lot more
said,
detail
see,
to that.
that's what you did on 31.
Say it again.
That's what the NDOT did on 31,
Correct.
right?
Well, they had an in-kind replacement. There's a little different, but yes.
Okay, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But good.
Yes.
So you got a compromise,
Correct.
despite an incline conversion.
Correct. Yes.
Good.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, we're anxious to get going on this,
Yep.
so I would move that we please accept it.
I'll second that. So we have a motion made and seconded to accept action item number 2. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 3, Trails PUD Road Impact Fee Payment Agreement.
Standard payment agreement for the Trails PUD, which is basically the southeast corner of Oak Ridge and State Road 32. This is for lots, let me turn aerial on, this is for lots 1 and 2, so the Starbucks, the inline retail, and potentially the crew car wash there. So pretty standard agreement. They're gonna pay up front, I think it's $200K, $175K. And then over the next, looks like 3 years, it might be 5 years. 5 years, they'll basically pay $28K a year. No, you're fine.
So it's pretty standard for us to do something like this
Yep.
to break the payment down.
Absolutely. Helps the,
Statutory.
yep. Yep.
Okay.
We can do it. We have to
So
approve.
you had value here.
Okay.
Was hoping
I'm
everyone
good.
noticed.
I'm good. I would move to accept the road impact fee payment agreement for the Trails PUD.
I'll second that. Motion made and seconded to accept action item number 3. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 4, Grand Junction Plaza Lift Station Easements.
So last item here, CEG is planning on construction for a lift station south of Grand Junction Plaza. Here's the basin that we constructed 2 years ago. This little swath of land right there is where they're going to put a lift station. As part of that project, they're going to be force main, they're going to be pumping underneath the Midland Trail all the way over to, this is called the downtown lift station over here. So this is basically easement, sanitary sewer easements underneath the Midland. In trade, we're getting quite a bit of infrastructure from CEG, so they're going to construct a trail that wraps around and ties into Union Flats Trail. So ultimately, when we build our extension, this road I just talked to you about a little bit ago, that will connect here. We'll have connection basically all the way from that road all the way through to get folks to downtown to the plaza.
Nice.
Additionally, they're going to make this little. There's a little 4-foot walk right here. They're gonna widen that out to, I think, a 10 or 12-foot walk as well.
Where that's going, the lift station. I mean, there's a,
Yeah, so
neighbors are all, know it's coming?
yep. As far as I know, they've had conversations. We, as well, have had conversations with the Harmon property here. There's going to be screening. We're going to add screening through here and screening through here potentially. The original plan was to put it right next to Greeks, and I'm glad we moved off of that plan. I think this will be well hidden. All this is forested, so you're not going to see it. You're not going to smell it. It'll be completely offline, functioning as it's needed. So
Make it more pleasant and sit on the deck at Greeks.
that's a
The
fact.
Greeks is moving.
Greeks is, yeah.
Right, they're moving down to,
Yeah.
So what's the status of the the Midland Trail there then? I forget.
So we are building with Westfield Boulevard Connector. Once that contractor gets selected, our plan is to, outside of that contract, make this connection with that construction as early as this fall.
So that'll connect from the new road
Correct.
east to Mill Street?
Correct. There's a paver section right through here. We'll basically connect right here to that concrete.
Okay.
Run it west. We got the grading all set up when we were building Mill Street, so it's just going out there and paving. Clearing a little bit of scrub back here and behind Greeks and behind.
Should be well compacted.
Should be extremely well compacted. There should be no issue with that. So,
What?
Talking about compacting and the inverse, whatever that was.
he's an
Oh, yeah.
engineer.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
really learning, isn't he?
Stop
It's
sending
easy to
emails.
think of the compaction, seeing how a railroad ran over it for 50 years.
yeah.
Even I can
point.
figure that out, Brian.
Okay. I just didn't think you knew the word.
Compaction?
Yeah.
Well, I hang around these guys. I can estimate.
I bet that makes them happy.
Surprisingly, very well too.
Yeah, I can estimate.
I'm good. You,
Good. I move that we, so we're giving easements? Is that
Correct.
what we're doing?
Correct.
Granting easements on land we own to citizens
Yeah,
west.
and the biggest benefit I didn't even highlight, there is infrastructure that runs through the park here. As part of this project, that infrastructure will go offline, which allows us to build exactly what we want in the park, the bridges and all that, all the infrastructure within the park.
So
so-
is this a new pipe going under the Midland?
Correct.
Does that mean the Midland will be completely,
There will be portions, it'll be phased, so there'll be portions of it closed at certain times, and we'll dictate when, once we get their construction schedule.
so they have to completely rip out the whole thing?
No, a lot of it will be bored.
Okay.
Yeah, but there will be open cut portions. There will be trucks backing down. There's going to be some moderate closures. I think when we were talking, up to 2 weeks is the latest I recall. So once we get schedules on that, we'll get with you.
still not bad for a major project.
Absolutely not. No, it could be a lot worse. They could be shredding that thing and open cutting it. It could be painful, but
I'll move. Let's accept it.
All right. I'll second that. So a motion made and seconded to accept action item number 4, Grand Junction Plaza Lift Station easements. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now, Phil, let me go off on another little subject here while we're talking about like trucks on those pavements. You see what Carmel just went through this week.
with
They were fining Duke Energy $20,000 for blocking a road and also having the trucks on the trails.
yes,
What's our policy about the?
we've got an
any?
ordinance to prevent that.
Okay,
Yep. That's
because I see it happen a lot.
Yeah, we've got an encroachment inspector who that's his job to drive around and look. not
So
only-
there should not be construction equipment on our trails.
Correct.
Or do you allow it in some cases?
If it's a public safety issue with respect to the road, if there's not a place to pull off, we do, in certain circumstances, allow it. Sometimes there's no better option, other than having a full closure, which in an emergency repair, you're not gonna be able to set up a detour and do a full closure the right way, but, yeah, so very rarely is it allowed. But
Well, as we speak, it's happening right at Wheeler and 32.
we told them that's
And
fine,
that's
so it's
okay.
getting ripped up
All right,
with the project here in a couple weeks.
good.
Yep, that was a special circumstance we allowed. Yep. I'll
I
look
knew
into that.
where you were going with that because I've seen it myself. So
Yeah, and
I was just waiting for you to roll the rest of it out. Okay. Consent agenda. Any discussion needed, or I'll entertain a motion?
you all happy with it, Director?
Extremely. Pat does a great job with those bonds.
Let's accept it.
Okay. A motion made, and I'll second that, and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to the fire report.
There you go.
Okay, told you.
Perfect.
I said
Good
10
job.
and 11.5, I apologize.
Not bad.
Gotta go steal some ground for us.
So the fire report for April, 282 calls for the month of April. 179 medical and 103 were fire or other related calls. We look into the report. I broke it down into incident by apparatus and incident type, and I'm not going to bore you with reading numbers. The notes, biggest thing are 8 runs to Grand Park. We had 6 fire incidents and 15 runs to Casey Acres. So we're just keeping tabs on those. I selected that quadrant that it fell in so we can keep track of.
What are the runs to Casey Acres?
Most of them obviously are medical related.
Okay.
Falls, just typical everyday stuff, but it is concentrated to that area. Yesterday I got to work on the truck and made a run out there, and it was a cardiac arrest on a young adult. So, you know, it's medical runs
Okay.
is what we're facing out there. Top 10 locations, most of the locations are assisted living facilities that we have, extended care facilities in the city. And the runs, and it's difficult to see, but the report is out there, but the runs at, let's see, what do we have at Grand Park? Abdominal pain, 6 traumatic injuries, and 1 unknown call for EMS. So most of the time the traumatic injuries are the hit by a foul ball, slid into second base, collision, or you know, a head injury on the soccer field. So
Well, we're hopefully going to have an ER soon at 3132. So
Yeah.
that'll be very convenient for.
sure. And believe it or not, Grand Park is less than like 0.1% of an impact to our organization as far as call volume. So it's really
Per
minimal.
capita, that's pretty small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Seeing how our population almost,
Doubles on the weekends.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really, this is more of a historical,
that's right.
Right.
you know, information. That's really par for the course for the campus, and yeah, nothing out of the extraordinary in April. We're okay. Nothing major come about. So
Okay.
Except a barn fire.
yeah, we had that one, and that was just last week, 2 weeks ago.
Was it? Yeah, it was a couple
Yeah,
weeks
so-
ago.
Yeah.
That'll be on the.
That'll be on the May report.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mutual aid, this is how many times we sent units to assist other cities. And this is, if I remember correctly, year to date. So. That's all for the fire report. Field any questions?
I was at the parking lot at Ortho at Riverview 2 days ago. Somebody's Kia.
So, oh my gosh,
Somebody's Kia what?
on fire.
Oh
Like,
my.
Totally gone.
Kia?
Yeah, it was some type of a Kia, and then the red pickup truck next to it, all the paint was blistered off and the tires were flat on the other side. Did you guys see that? It was,
My.
We had
Pretty big.
FDIC in town, not this year, but last year, down at the Regal, and had the gentleman light his vehicle on fire,
yeah, I remember
Oh,
that.
I remember
sprint to
that.
another vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The whole went in and pulled the fire alarm in the theater. It was quite the event.
Quite the
Yeah, I remember
nightmare.
that.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right, police chief was excused, he's in the Colts meeting. He said he really didn't have much else to.
On to Public Works.
So, street guys, knocking out stone shouldering, on a bunch of roads throughout Westfield, but one of the big projects was along 191st from Spring Mill to Tomilton. Doing some crack sealing in neighborhoods, and tree trimming and various mowing, spot mowing. Parks, we opened up the National Fitness Campaign, I don't know what you call it, workout area last week. It was a pretty good turnout. It's every day I drive by there are tons of people out there working out.
Are there?
I think
There
it's been a
are.
hit. Yeah,
No,
it's very
where,
busy.
where was that at? Which part?
Ace
It's
of
South
Bales.
End.
South End, Ace of Bales, closer to
There's always
Tony's.
people over there.
Just
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
Tony's Barber Shop.
Yep.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, I believe tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, I think we're opening up Ace of Bales North, the playground. I was out there yesterday. It looks pretty good. I've got a couple of emails. Families upset that it's not open yet, so they brought their kids out there and it was all taped off. So
Is that the one that has the avoid the ball game or whatever that's called?
no, what is?
Where you're in the little
Yeah, the
ring and you roll the
Gaga.
ball.
Oh, Gaga Pit. Yes, that's on the south end.
That's on the,
That's
yeah.
back down
The
to
politically
Tony's.
Yeah,
correct
but
That is a
Because
joke.
you can't have.
Throw
what is it
balls.
called? Dodgeball. You can't do dodgeball anymore. That's
Yeah.
Well, there's gravel on the bottom. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I will say we fielded a phone call this morning at 9 o'clock about Splash Park. When they come over and push the button to turn it on.
soon.
So,
That's awesome. Yeah.
By the
We'll get those
weekend, right?
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah, correct.
Hmm.
So 186 in Spring Mill, that'll be wrapped up in the next couple weeks. We have a ribbon cutting on the 30th, so a week from today.
So that'll be open on the
Open.
30th?
Open full. It'll be open before then, but it'll be looking a lot better than it is now. There's some restoration they're doing this week with the nice weather. So
Okay.
fine grading, seating, blanketing, getting it all pretty. The roundabout landscaping was wrapped up. It looks. I think it looks
Oh, boy,
fantastic.
that looks really nice.
Do you still do the
I don't know.
the victory lap?
Whatever Vicky tells me to do. Yeah, I drove that road, is it? The other day, it's nice.
Yeah, yeah, they've done a nice job.
It sure will help the traffic.
It sure will. Absolutely.
Jeez.
Until they get down to 32.
Yeah.
Mowing on 7, under construction now. They're working on storm infrastructure, some fine grading. That'll be paved out, I'd say late summer. Town Road, under construction. They'll be doing the north closure here in the next, I'd say, month, 3 weeks to a month. Waiting on Frontier to relocate their utilities out there.
Got trouble? You got trouble?
Nope, we're all good right now. On track. I'll get with you later. Sleepy Hollow Drainage Improvement, that's wrapping up now. They're doing some restoration,
That has been quiet.
which is the way it should be.
That's what I'm saying.
It's starting to
Yeah.
take shape now.
Yeah,
I mean,
starting.
they have the mats down, and they have all the silt fence around the beehives.
It's amazing how
that
much
I see
better it
over
makes the
there.
project look.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, you must be handling it well because I remember the first neighborhood one we did.
Yep, I've heard horror
Got a few
stories.
calls on that one.
I live over there now.
I know.
So this one has been a lot smoother.
We
We
still have, forget that lady's name that drove the whole thing.
Grassy Branch Stream restoration. They finished the natural stone steps last week. I think they look awesome. They'll start doing restoration soon, so that looks like a bomb went off right now. But once they get it seeded and blanketed, it'll look really nice, and then we'll move into hopefully future phases.
Is that irrigated?
It's not yet.
Will it be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the, once we,
Yeah, you couldn't do it now, I can see
yeah,
that.
it'll all just get ripped out.
Yeah, okay.
Demolished and flattened. But yeah, once we go to construction for the plaza, part of that at the tail end will be to slit in all the irrigation. Monon Bridge, Bridge over 32, Monon 5, utility Duke's out there relocating poles, driving all over our trails.
With permission,
With
apparently.
permission. I'm glad.
Bids July 12th.
Correct, yeah. Nice. Yep. Spot on. And the bids we're expecting those to come back under budget, so it's exciting. I'm ready for that one to go. That'll be a cool it'll be an iconic project for Westfield. I've shown you the renderings, right? You've seen all those?
We talked about it a long time ago, but I haven't seen them.
Maybe after this meeting, I'll show them to you. They're really neat. Other projects, Westfield Boulevard connector to Poplar Street. We're going to go to construction this summer. We might do the mitigation sooner since we got that approved and we can go at any time.
Mhm.
And then Ditch Road South Extension is going to go into next year, but they're going to start some heavy relocations this year. So, any questions, project-related questions or issues?
No,
Nothing.
you do a nice report. Thank you.
You got it.
Not other than the ones I have every day when I come in your room.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Anything else, sir?
No,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.